Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Today is a special day. We all are gathered here to celebrate the birth anniversary of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
APJ Abdul Kalam, born in the neighboring state of mine in Kerala, that is in Tamil Nadu, is a globally accepted and globally respected great scientist.
So no doubt they are very brilliant students while teaching and telling them some tools and techniques of research. I can say above their age, definitely.
Sarina Nawaz of grade 7. Sarina, over to you.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, all of you. Myself, Saina Nawaz, from class 7th of God's Grace School. I had taken a topic on what is online education mean to me and my co-heads. So I would like to share my screen, show you my PowerPoint presentation. What is online learning mean to me and my co-heads? So in this presentation, we're gonna talk about what me and my co-heads think about education. And I had 3-day research on the topic, and I had 2-day survey with my co-heads what they think about the online classes. So let's begin. What does online learning meant to me during pandemics? Our educations were still going on in the lockdown period. Sometimes during the lockdown period, I thought that online education could be the alternative of offline education. But after getting used to online education and getting into it and knowing about it more, I get to know that online classes can never be substitute of offline classes. Online classes have many merits as well, but in my accordance, offline classes were so good and we had more benefits. For me, online classes were okay. So in that hard time, our educations were not paused. What online education mean to my co-heads? I had a conversation with all of my friends what they think about online education. They tell me that online classes was indeed a very useful platform for not only me and my friends, but also to the people around the world. I was so thankful to all who was created the idea of online learning and showed all of us how to use it and get to start forward toward the technology and the new automation generation. Online learning is education that takes place over the internet. It is often referred to as e-learning among other terms. However, online learning is just one type of distance learning. The term umbrella for any learning that takes place across distance and not in a traditional classroom. During the pandemic, it was the alternate way of learning. As you can see in this picture, me and my some class fellows are studying in the Zoom meeting. Survey of my research. I asked some of my classmates and seniors that what was their experience. I asked them some questions. The survey in the percentage that what was their experience during the lockdown was 25% of them was satisfied and 50% of them was unsatisfied and 25% of them had mixed feeling. And they tell me that they have positive and negative aspects of the online learning. They tell me that online courses are convenient. Online courses offer flexibility. Online courses give them real world skills, and they are not. Online courses have financial benefits also. And the negative aspects of the online courses was online courses required more time than one campus classes. Online courses make it easier to procrastinate. Online courses require good time management skills. Online courses require that you find your own path to learning. And they tell me some interactions in programs also, that English debates, offline classes, they were so freely to perform it in offline. And whereas English debate in online classes, we force a lot of issue. And here's an example of it. We're doing English debate on it. And we were celebrating our cultural programs also. Online classes celebrating Independence Day, offline classes celebrating Republic Day. Thank you. So I hope you all like my research and innovate.
Okay, now open to the house. If you have any questions on Sarina's research and findings, you can raise your hands. If any questions anybody wants to ask, please raise your virtual hand. Like this. This is your virtual hand. Please raise. You will get the chance to ask the questions from Sarina on her research. Now we'll move to the next participant, and next is Mohammad Saif. Mohammad Saif, over to you.
Good evening, everybody. Myself, Mohammed Saif, and I am from class 7th of God's Grace School. I have researched on my topic is chemical fertilizers good for plants. So I would like to share my PPT to show you. So as you all can see, my topic is chemical fertilizers good for plants? First, what are chemical fertilizers? Chemical fertilizers refers to any number of synthetic compound substances created specifically to increase crop yield. Some chemical fertilizers are nitrogenous, which contain nitrogen, and other fertilizers are potassium. So what are the uses of chemical fertilizers? Chemical fertilizers such as urea, diammonium phosphate, and single superphosphate are used to maintain the shortage of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in the soil. However, most of these fertilizers are lost as they flow or evaporate. There are many advantages of chemical fertilizers. First, that they are less expensive and they quickly show their results, and they are easily to apply diversely and easier to mix with other applications. But there are also the disadvantages of chemical fertilizers, that they get washed away by water easily and cause pollution. They reduce soil fertility and they are expensive. They harm the microbes which are present in the soil, and they change the nature of soil, making it either too acidic or too alkaline. So, is chemical fertilizers good for plants? Chemical fertilizers do allow farmers to produce more and or high quality crops in the short term, but may lead to fewer or poor quality crops in the long term. This is because of the intricacies of soil health. Much like humans, the soil needs a delicate balance of nutrients to remain healthy. Thank you. So I hope you all understand that chemical fertilizers has both advantages and disadvantages, but we shouldn't use chemical fertilizers. Thank you.
Next, I would like to invite Namra Tyagi. Namra, please go ahead and present your research.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Namra Tyagi from class 7th of Godfrey School. Today, my topic of research is can peer pressure be a positive thing? And I have prepared a PPT on this topic. So, peer pressure. Peer pressure can make you practice that you never won and perform that you have never lost. That is marvelous. All of us have experienced peer pressure once in a lifetime. I believe that peer pressure is when one's peers influence them to do something. PPT को पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है.
Namra, your name is coming.
Now is
Okay, it's okay.
Ma'am, is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, ma'am. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
It's okay.
Peer pressure can make you practice that you never won and perform that you never lost. All of us have experienced peer pressure at least once. But what is peer pressure? What is peer pressure? I believe that once peers influence them to do something. It is a feeling that one must do the same thing as the people in the same social group or age are doing in order to be liked and respected by them. Sometimes this is a catalyst that holds them back or pushes them forward. There are two types. There are two types of peer pressure: positive and negative. Negative peer pressure is when it is opposing school or home rules or even one's personal values. However, the peer pressure is not always negative. It can also be positive. When the pressure forces or influences you, rather inspires you to be yourself, share your purpose, keep promises, and also push your boundaries. It can help you to improve your health in social life, maintain healthy relationships, and also push your boundaries and do something good for yourself. One may ask, how can peer pressure be positive? Tell them Shakespeare's quote: "Men are sometimes masters of their fate. The values here British is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings." So it always depends upon the way we react in a situation that make the situation either positive or negative. Then the fundamental question is, how can peer pressure motivate us in our daily life? Firstly, peer pressure can help you for self introspection. Now we can learn from our frugal peers to incorporate good values into our lives, which can enable us to have a positive the process. For example, if your friends who are taking part in art competition and having fun, it can inspire you to do the same and develop your interest and progress in your field. Secondly, it allows for exposure. Peer pressure can allow you to expose yourself to various activities because man is inheriting a social animal and is bound to influence by the people surrounding him. For example, if your friends who reads many books and have extensive knowledge, it can inspire you to read many books, gain extensive knowledge, perspective, and also absorb various sources. Thirdly, peer pressure can enable you to improve your efficiency. For example, if your friends who are better in sports you like the most, it can motivate you to practice that sport more and become better at it. Public speaking event is not what I really was involved. When all my friends were taking part in interpool competition, it inspired me and motivated me to take part in the event. And since I was selected for the event, it made me realize how it could help me to improve my public speaking skills and delivery method. Julie Hoare, a senior HIV/AIDS prevention officer at International Federation, says that peer education programs are most likely used to educate teens on the consequences of peer pressure because teens are most likely to take the active when advised by a peer. In the end, I would like to conclude with peer pressure is getting the right balance between being yourself and fitting into your environment. It can help you to reflect your actions and the way you amend yourself. So when you observe others working hard towards their goals, it can enable you to work hard toward your goals and take a step forward and push your boundaries. Diamonds are always and only formed under pressure and never without it. Thank you.